There we go. All right. I have no idea what time it is because I can't see a clock right. Oh, there you go. Looks like it is 4 o'clock. So that's what we're doing with the greenhouse. I'd like to start some more seeds indoors in the greenhouse. I've got tomatoes and peppers right now, and I still have some cabbage seeds. I have parsley, zinnias. I'm growing a lot of the pink and white and purple right now. Cosmos. I'm growing a lot of tall zinnias and a lot of short zinnias. And I'm growing a couple of the orangish cosmos. Those didn't come up as well as I hoped, so I have to plant some more and see what happens. I'm new to starting seeds in a greenhouse altogether. I've started seeds in the ground before, and that's not, to me, that's not as hard, but I'm new to starting in the greenhouse. And there's somebody there. Yay! Come on in, Linda. And hi, Linda. Everyone always comes in on mute, so she's coming in on mute right now. And that's okay. I was just telling whoever's listening, I've got a Facebook Live going too, so I don't know who's listening, but I was just sharing them sharing with them what I'm growing in the greenhouse and planting seeds.
Okay.
So what I've learned so far about indoor planting is you're not supposed to water the seeds every day. No. You're supposed to let a couple days go by. You let them dry out a little bit, and then you water them like from the bottom, and then let them dry out and you water from the bottom. So I have some videos right now that are like baby plants and there was like algae growing on the top. And I mean, none of the plants like died because there was too much water, but it was just too much water. So I'm learning as I go. And it's always a learning process. And that's okay. Right, Linda?
Yes, it is. It's a learning process.
It is a learning process. Linda and I transplanted, well, we uprooted and we replanted properly a lilac bush. And how's that going now? Does it look like
it's looking pretty healthy right now? Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. The green is really green. So we'll see if it grows. And so yeah.
It's kind of hard to kill those things. I mean, the way they had planted it with the roots, I had posted that on Instagram. I think I posted it on Facebook too, where the roots were so high out of the ground that either animals were going to eat it or they're going to dry out, or it was not good for the plant. Otherwise, it's really hard to kill a lilac bush. They like to grow.
You plant it properly.
Right.
Yeah, I didn't plant it, so.
Yeah, but you took care of it, and you're praying over it, so that's gonna be good, right? Yeah, I've got when we bought the house we're in now, there's a huge lilac in the back, and I finally can remember to add to my list after it's done blooming. I need to cut down the really thick branches. Anything that's like thicker than my arm really needs to go, because then the smaller branches can come up and you'll get more blooms that way. But right now, I mean, the branches are huge. They're like all over the place for lilacs. So they need to be cut down. So let's see, we talked about greenhouse sort of, a little bit in seedlings, a little bit about the lilac. And it's rainy, and what's with this weather, Linda? Oh my goodness.
Well, we need the rain.
We do need the rain, but it's like cloudy, sunny, rainy, sunny.
Yeah. And my hostas are so happy. They are growing like crazy.
Oh, good.
That's my thing, is I want to, and can I screen share?
Yes.
Okay, so to the left here is where I want to add a hosta. And what I was going to do, I was going to take a hosta from the side of the house, from these, and take a hosta from there. When they first started growing up, I thought, okay, well, there's a lot right to the front on the right. I was going to take one of those and put it in there. But if you look at this bed of hostas and look to the right here, there's a whole lot of hostas right there to
Uh-huh.
the right. So I could actually take it from there, and then it's going to be the same size as the other hostas and at the
Sure, why
same.
not? Yeah,
So if I
yeah. If
take a
you
little
were
bit
to get
from
it from
there,
here, sure, why not? And then move it to there. Yeah.
that would make sense. Okay. So what they did, because I'm in a condo, they do the mulching and that kind of stuff. So they've already put mulch on my bed. So I'm going to have to remove the mulch from that from that left side,
Mm-hmm.
and then dig a hole. Would I do that first and then
Yes.
dig up
Yes,
the,
always, yes. Definitely pull the mulch all back first. You can't see me wrapping this, I'm pushing the mulch away. Pull the mulch away far. So you got a nice wide open area. Dig out your hole really well and keep that soil on a tarp or in a bucket, or
yeah,
I've used sleds before, kid sleds,
yeah,
just so that it's
yeah,
handy for you.
I have buckets and I have tarps.
Yeah, yeah. And
Okay.
then, yeah, so dig your hole first. So you're on the right page. Then what?
And then I'm going to dig up like from the front of this. That's where it's way too much on this right side.
Okay.
And are these all going to be connected? Am I going to have to split it then? Because I looked
Oh, that's a great
online.
question. That's a
So
great question.
I'll have to, as I'm
You might not
digging
have to take
down.
off the ones that are in the like more toward the center. Let me show you something here. Let me show you what it's going to look like.
You want me to stop sharing?
I don't know. I think we could do it at the same time, but I don't know how that's going to look. This is
Okay.
so fun to me. I really enjoy this, and I really don't
Yeah,
care if anyone else doesn't.
when I thought about doing this question answer today, I thought, oh, I can talk about, because I want to do that before too long, before those all get grown, and early spring is the best time to do it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I thought I was going to have to do with this client's garden, I thought I was going to have to pull the whole clump out of right up in here. And I thought I
Yeah.
was going to have to put it like on the tarp and then divide them out or in a wheelbarrow, but they were already kind of in their own little clumps. So I was able to just take a sharp knife or sharp shovel and just slice off the pieces I wanted to. And what
Okay.
it kind of ends up looking like, it kind of looks like a Milky Way, not a Milky Way, a Snickers. You know how you slice a Snickers and there's like nuts in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Candy bar. That's kind of what it's going to look like. So I grabbed a couple pictures to show you. Can you see that okay?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
See, now these are all like the little, they're not, I don't think they're technically tubers, but they're like tubers, like your daylilies would be.
Okay.
How they have that like the really meaty bottom and then the roots come out from there. So when
Yeah.
you slice them out, that's kind of what mine looked like when I sliced them out from the customer's bed. Yeah, this is the perfect right here. This is the perfect stage to pull them out as soon as you see them popping their heads out. But it's okay to do it now. It's perfectly fine to do it now, especially with all the rain. This is a picture of what they look like if they've washed all the dirt away,
Yeah.
which is a brave move. You could do that. And I think like now this one is in flower. You can see the flowers on top. So this is pretty far
Yeah.
along in the season. I don't recommend it.
Yeah.
And if you do decide to split them like that, you would split like there's bunches together. Each one of these bunches is one plant.
Right.
But then as soon as you plant them, you're going to have to cut all those flowers off, because what you want the plant to do is make more roots. Plants always make roots first and then leaves, and then they want to flower. So when you cut all the flowers off after you transplant it, you're telling the plant, hey, make some more roots.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Which, I mean, and it also, if you wait that long in the season, it's probably getting kind of warm and it's kind of getting dry. So it's harder to maintain them if you forget to water or things
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, and that's the other thing I saw when I looked online is it said you have to really keep them really well watered for the first couple of weeks.
It depends on when in the year you transplant it.
Well,
Like
like right now, I don't have to worry a whole lot if as long as we get our rain like we've been getting.
right, that's true. That's true, because Like the watering schedule I told my client was water every day, and you're only going to water the feet down here. You're not going to water on the leaves at all. Water the
Right.
feet
Okay.
every day for a week, and then
Okay.
every couple days. And if it rains, you may not have to water in that second week at all if it's going to rain. I mean, if it's like a cloudy, steady rain like this, these kinds of days, I wouldn't
Yeah.
necessarily sweat it. And it's cool. If it's getting warm, like that 85 day, maybe you'd have to water twice a day. You would see the
Because of
leaves
the
start to like
sun
wilt.
drying it. Yeah. Okay.
All right,
Okay.
so this is a way you can divide them with a kitchen knife. Yours are a little bit further along in the stage. And fun fact, if you get hungry, you actually, I've seen people, they cut these leaves off at this point and you can saute them in like garlic butter. So if you get hungry,
Hosta? Really?
you can eat them.
Thing.
I might wash them first, but yeah, you can eat them. Here's another one where you can see the different parts of the hostas along with their roots. And somebody, again, they've washed all the roots off. If you thought you might have to untangle all the roots, then washing them off would kind of give you an idea. It's kind of like if you had to undo like a fishing line or yarn. Remember doing yarn?
Yeah. Yeah.
If it gets tangled, it's a lot easier to see if the dirt wasn't there. You could see them better. Otherwise, you don't have to do that. It's okay not to do that. And that's what a bunch would look like. Some people might divide that into 3, but I would think that 3
You don't
bunches
have to.
together is probably a good number.
Yeah. Okay.
You might have to divide in a couple years because they'll be so happy. But that's, let's see, I think that's the last photo I had on that one. I think so. I thought I had a photo, they were using like a machete to divide it. But like you saw, I used just the sharp straight edge shovel.
Yeah.
And you can probably come in from the side, like you were talking about with your photo. I'll stop my share there. Like with your photo, you can come in from the side and get that one and move it over. Yeah. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you too. Is when you replant them, or if I share screen again. When you replant them, make sure that the dirt, you're supposed to say soil, but the dirt, you're going to see there's white patches on the bottoms of the plant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the soil level is actually way up here. That's why it's really important, I think, to capture that soil as you're pulling it out when you're making your hole. Capture it all up so you have enough soil to be able to cover all the way up to wherever it was growing in the ground. Because the plant is naturally going to grow the way it's supposed to. You can see they're down here. It's like right up, probably up in here was underground. Or the soil might have been right at this level, the root level, and then they may have had mulch. So when the sun doesn't hit it, it turns white. That's why those roots are white. But I would make sure that you put it at about the same level. And if you weren't sure, once you pull your mulch back on your hosta, take a picture of it and see what level it's growing at.
So that I plant to the same level. Okay. Now, what about compost manure? Would that be good to put some of that in the hole?
I wouldn't necessarily put it in
Or
the
put it
hole.
on top?
I would probably actually put compost and manure on top of like alongside all of them.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And under the mulch or right on top of
Yeah,
it?
I'd put it under the mulch. I'd pull the mulch back, maybe 6 inches away from the plants, put some compost and manure in there and pull the mulch over it. Don't pack it down. Just let it be loose, and the rain is going to help give all those vitamins to the plants.
I was surprised when they came and they put all that mulch in because last year they weren't nearly this early. I'm like, oh, I
Well,
thought I
but
was going to get that
last year
plant
was
done.
COVID though, so everything is different last
Well,
year.
the last several years they haven't
Okay.
been this. This is the first year that they've done it so early.
All right, so show me your hostas again.
Okay. You want the whole picture of it,
Sure.
or because there's, oh no, that's just the side coming at the angle. But then here's the bed. Okay, there's the whole bed.
Okay. You know, I might look and see how far up they actually put that mulch. Over on that, when you show me that side picture here, it looked like it was really deep alongside the hostas. You might pull it back just a little ways away from them, maybe an inch away. That way slugs won't just come and have a field day with them.
Okay, so the hostas don't need it so close to their
Yeah, it's kind of like, it would kind of be
stems.
like, it invites disease that way and bugs. And you don't
Okay,
want those.
so mulch can be here, but just away from the
Just a
stems.
little bit. It doesn't have to be that, it doesn't have to be like a foot away, but I would keep it a little bit further away.
Yeah, okay.
That way too, if you've got little critters that want to come in, if you leave out that mulch there, they just make little tunnels in there, and they like nab your hostas when they want to, and then they just run away, and you never know.
Yeah.
And this is right in front of your condo. And this part, what do we say this part faces? East or west?
Sun rises east, comes from that direction, so that way is east, that's west, north, north.
Okay, so the front of your condo faces north. Perfect spot for those. Yeah, because the sun is not blinding it. We never want to put hostas, and this isn't for you because you're already doing it right. But like anyone who's watching it, if you're going to put hostas in, try to stay in the shade and try to stay not in the south side. It's really hard to keep
And
them.
then I get a lot of shade from the trees once the trees all get
Yeah,
shade. So yeah.
yeah. And are you going to think about putting tulips in there or daffodils or something too?
Yes, and my girlfriend is giving me, what was it called? She said they bloom early too. They're blue. The flowers are blue. Oh, what did she call them?
Forget-me-nots?
No, they're not
No,
forget-me-nots.
not forget-me-nots.
Oh my gosh, what are they? She said in a few weeks. It's probably gonna be, and it's a bulb. It's an annual.
Okay,
I'm not an annual.
bulb.
It's a bulb.
So
Yeah,
maybe a
perennial.
hyacinth? Is it the ones that smell really nice?
Great. What did you say? Grape hyacinth?
Hyacinth? Was a grape hyacinth, there'd be purple, I think. But they do make hyacinths that are in different colors.
A hyacinth. It might be a hyacinth.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah. So I was thinking putting those in would be really pretty to put.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, because they're like kind of a stemmy type of thing, little tiny blue flowers on it.
Mm-hmm.
They're just really pretty. And I said, these are so pretty. She goes, I have a ton of them. Do you want some? And I said, yeah, I'll take some.
Please. Yes, please.
And I asked her more questions. I said, but oh, okay, are they okay in shade? And she said, yeah. She said they'd be fine over at your place because she knows they'd be fine over at your place because you don't have sun right now, do you? And I said, no, the trees don't have all their leaves. And she said, yeah, they bloom now and then they'll die off. The flowers will die off. So
Cool.
yeah.
Lucky you. It's nice to get plants from other people.
So yeah, so I am learning because I'm asking
Yay.
questions.
Yeah. And then you said you were talking about putting like maybe some flowers and planters up here. You're talking about just Coleus up in here on your porch.
On the porch. Yeah, I have a planter that I wanted to put Coleus and then maybe some flowers. I was thinking Coleus on the two sides and then in the middle put some sort of something that flowers.
Oh, that sounds
I'm not,
beautiful.
that's kind of the idea I have in my head. I don't know, but I really like Coleus. I think it's the prettiest leaf, the red and green
And there's
Coleus.
so many different kinds of Coleus. Like there's the pink kind, pink and green. There's all different
You could
kinds.
do a planter of just Coleus. That would be
Yeah,
pretty too. So,
yeah, that
but
would be nice.
I'll think about it. Yeah. Yeah. So
And then what
that's what's
about
going
where
to
you
be
think?
on the porch just above where these hostas are. That's what
Uh-huh. Oh,
I'm
what might be
planting.
cool is if when you do your container, which you can't see me pointing at I'm pointing at the screen, you can't see it, But when you do your container up on the porch, you can see this on my phone, can't you? Anyway, if you put anything that's like hanging over the edge of the container, that might be kind of cool too.
Oh yeah, so it comes
So
down
it
over
drapes
the edge
over
of the,
your cement.
that's an idea. Okay.
That'd be cool.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you're sprucing things up. It's fun. It can be nerve-wracking, but it's fun too, right?
Yeah, yeah. I'm getting excited about doing this. This is good.
Good.
Yeah. So, but I don't want to do that planter until later this month.
Ah, I can't figure out how to do this. There we go. And oh, when you do your planting mix, what I learned from Gardenary, from Nicole Burke, is she uses 1 part manure, 1 part, I think I told you this before, but that's okay, 1 part topsoil, and then she says 1 part sand. I usually do about half sand. I do a bag of manure, a bag of topsoil, and those are cheap. Those are like less than $5 a piece.
So why do you do sand?
And for drainage in
Oh,
containers,
and you
because
mix.
that way the water is going to go all the way from the top to the bottom and out, and the plant is only going to take what it needs. Because when, and I learned this in master gardening, is when the water goes through the soil, it's not just the water the plants are getting, they're actually getting oxygen from the surface. That's what the roots are getting as well.
Okay.
When the
So
water runs through, it's bringing oxygen with it.
Okay, so do I want to layer the 3 things,
Yeah, you're
or
gonna mix them all up. You're gonna mix them
I
up.
mix them?
Yeah, you're gonna
Sand,
mix them.
manure, and topsoil?
Yeah, and you could probably just get a bucket. Oh, my screen is mirrored on Facebook, and I don't know how to do that. So, all right,
There's
I'm gonna
supposed to
write
be
it
a way
backwards.
you can unmirror.
But it's like 1 and plus 1 plus. I like to do half. But she says do a full. So it's compost, and it could be composted like cow manure, or people do mushroom compost, and it's usually 1 bag, and those bags I think are about 40-pound bags. But if you want to scale it down, I mean, you get a 20-pound bag if you want, or share it with your neighbor.
Yeah, like I have this
Some.
I have this bag of compost manure right now.
And then yeah, and then topsoil, and again, that's super cheap. It's not very expensive. And then this is builder sand, is what I call it. At Lowe's, they call it step 2. So it's got like little tiny rocks in it. That's the kind that I use. I think she calls it also torpedo sand. And I can't write this backwards, or I would. For my friend.
No, but it's looking right to me. I can see it.
Yeah,
right.
you can see it fine. But so what I've been taught is 1 bag to 1 bag to 1 bag. But the thing is, they also talk about weight. And so a 40-pound bag of compost is pretty much a half a bag of the sand.
Okay.
And a 40-pound bag of topsoil, I found out lifting, oh, that hurts so bad. They're so heavy. Is like a half a bag of this. So that's why I kind of go with I go more with the weight. So I go 1, 1 and a half.
Okay.
And that's what I did in my front beds, veggie beds. That's what I did in my herb garden that I just made, that metal container. And I added more compost and topsoil to my in-ground veggie beds in the back.
Okay, but 40 pounds and half are going to be way more than I need in a planter.
Probably. It's just it's 1 bag. 1 bag of it ends up being 40 pounds. If you look at it, I think that's what you probably have for compost manure. Is 40 pounds.
Yeah, no, it was smaller than that.
Smaller, okay.
Yeah.
Then just try and match up whatever you've got for compost. Match it up with
Get
your
that same.
topsoil.
Okay.
and get about half of that weight in sand. Mix it real good in a bucket. I use a wheelbarrow and a shovel. I used Dave last time because it was getting to be really hard for me. But mix it really well and then put it in your container.
Okay. Okay. And then because it's got that compost manure, it doesn't need any food in it then.
Correct. Yes, because it's going to get its natural vitamins right here. Vitamins right there in the compost.
Okay.
And like I had mentioned before, like I started off using the Miracle Grow mixes, which is good for one season. And if you're a new gardener, I have nothing wrong with that. I'm not like this, you must be organic or, it's forbidden, off with your head. I don't do that. If you're a new gardener, I want you to succeed. So if you have used Miracle Grow this year for your first garden, have at it. Because all those nutrients are there for the plants to succeed and for you to gain confidence. If you try to use that same soil next year, the nutrients won't be there.
Right.
Because all those little tabs that are like fertilizer, they're already worn out. Then you're going to want to add compost. And you may want to mix in topsoil as well. And you may want to mix in a little bit of sand just to keep everything fluffy.
Right.
And doing what it's supposed to.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, are you any good at houseplants?
Yes, I have a number of house plants and they're doing really well. My Christmas cactus, it blooms about 3 times a year.
Awesome. I should bring you on for houseplants because I can't do houseplants.
Really?
I did some fodder over in the office because it was really warm in this room in the wintertime, but I can't do the indoor very well at all.
I don't know a whole lot about them, but I do okay with
But
them.
they're alive, so that's good.
Yeah, the Christmas cactus, I bought it at Menards after Christmas several years ago because my daughter had a really nice one and it was blooming several times a year. And so I thought, and she does really well. She should have gone to school to be a master gardener because she does really good with her garden. But so anyway, so I liked her Christmas cactus. So the next year after Christmas, they had them on clearance, these little pots, just real little pots of Christmas cactuses. And they were like $1 or something for these plants. So I thought, oh, I think I'll take one and see what I can do with it. I took it home. That little pot, that following year, I had to replant it. This year I replanted it and it's really big.
Oh man.
And so I got a bunch of blooms on it this year.
That's
And
awesome.
yeah, so
Show us.
you want to see
Where
it now?
Is it upstairs?
No, it's right here.
Yeah, I want to see it. And I will see anyone's plants. I would like to see your plants. You want to show us your plants? Show us your plants. Let's share. You show me yours and I'll show you mine. I've been showing you mine, but plants that is, and flowers and whatever's going on in your garden. I'm kind of waiting for the that's not gonna work. I don't know, maybe. I'm waiting for what am I waiting for? Waiting for Christmas. No, I'm waiting for the corn to come up in the backyard. That's going to be exciting. I managed to get 48 seeds planted. I don't know if everything's going to sprout. I don't know. That's kind of like you've seen the meme of the little blonde girl, and she's got these pigtails, and she's like, and that's kind of like how I feel sometimes when I start these things. Just start. That's the whole thing. Just start, because you just never know. You're going to have some happy successes and you might have some sad losses, but if you never start, you never learn. So let's see your beautiful, let's see. Oh, look at it. Wow. It's doing so well. What is your secret?
I looked online to see, and I put it in it's in a tray, and I put the water in the tray underneath.
Oh, no, I can't hear you.
You can't hear me?
There, that's better.
Okay, I put it in a tray and I put water in the tray as well as watering the plant some. It likes to have humidity.
Oh, it likes the humidity. Okay.
It likes humidity, so I put water in the tray underneath it. and especially when it's blooming, it likes a lot of humidity.
Okay.
Then, and I have it in my north window.
In a north window. Go
It,
figure.
it loves that window for some reason. I don't know why, but that's the window that I've had it in, and I haven't dared to move it.
Okay. What color does it bloom?
They're a like a bright pink.
Bright pink. And do you have any pests at all with it? Any insect problems or?
No, I haven't had any insects.
Dang.
Yeah.
I don't
But,
know. Would you, if you were a beginner houseplant person, would you start with those?
I think you could. I mean, it's been easy for me to grow.
Oh, cool.
Been easy for me to grow.
But you're getting,
I when I planted it, when I replanted it, I used the Miracle Grow,
yeah.
which is fertilized, and they say that's when it
Oh, can't hear you. Come on
don't
closer.
fertilize it while it's
There you go.
flowering. When it's flowering, that's not when you want to fertilize it. You fertilize it when it's off, when it's not flowering.
So
So
like
like
right
now,
before or after?
when you want it to start preparing to flower, like right now, I could I could fertilize it. But anyway, so I had it was interesting. I had fertilized it, and it
Mhm.
was like all of a sudden it started flowering. So
Awesome.
it flowered way off season. I wasn't expecting it to flower. When was that? That was, I think it was at the end of the summer because I had put it, I had repotted it with
Uh-huh.
this fertilized soil, and I was like, it's not supposed to flower now, and it did, and then it flowered again at Easter. So it
Very
flowered like in
cool.
October, and it was a long flowering season, late October, almost to December.
Oh, that's so cool.
It was crazy, and then it flowered again for Easter.
Very cool.
So it's just
And
finished
then do you
Easter.
take the blooms off when they're done or do you just let them fall or how
They
does that work?
fall off. They
Okay.
fall off. Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah. So yeah, so
I
pretty
think
cool.
I'm going to make you bring a plant next week. Are you going to come next week?
Me
Sure. And bring
bring
another, yeah, bring another house plant for us,
okay.
maybe. Oh man, this is cool. There we go. All right, so I mentioned I could grow fodder. Fodder is like you take chicken scratch or you take little seeds and you put them, you make them all moist, and you put them in a warm area and then they just sprout. They're like sprouts, like mini sprouts, but I use them for the chickens, the poultry. And so why I can do it in this room, this is my office. I've got a piano in here, I've got computers and stuff in here. It's because right underneath this room is a boiler. And in the wintertime, the boiler is going constantly. So the heat from the boiler room, it makes this room really warm. I mean, I could be, I think in January it was like 82 in here, maybe. It was really
Wow.
warm. So I could start my fodder here. And so, if anyone has like a really warm room in their house, that might be a great place to start seeds. And if you're going to start seeds, you can do it just from a tray with soil in it. Seed starting mix. You can put your seeds in there after you put the water on there, and then you can put that little dome on top. And the warmth just from like this. This was. Oh well, you know what the little domes look like these little things, little cake pans, basically. Actually, you can put them in a cake pan if you have it, whatever you've got. But you put that over until you see green leaves. And as soon as you see the green leaves, either take it off altogether or like move it to the side to keep some airflow going. And then those little plants are going to need some sunshine or a grow light. But that's so I'm always trying to turn problems into solutions. So a hot office that I couldn't use, I was like, well, I'm going to use it for something. I'm going to grow fodder.
There you go.
I don't know. Then, yeah. Do you think you'll start any seeds this year? Miss
Me?
Linda?
No,
Yeah.
no, I'm not doing seeds, I don't
Okay.
think. Yeah. My place is cold.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I usually have bought and I usually buy plant starts and then I get my car all dirty because I bring them home and there's so many and they're tipping over and they're whatever. So this time I tried the seeds and they were doing fine until something started eating them. And I'm like, what is going on? So I checked with some greenhouse groups and they're like, oh, it could be just, they're like almost anything. It could be bugs, it could be a mouse, it could be all kinds of things. So I set up a trap in a 5-gallon bucket and you put the chicken scratch in the bottom and then you cover it with a couple inches of water. And the mouse is supposed to jump up and jump into the bucket to try to get the seeds, but they can't get out. So that, but I didn't catch any mice. So I don't know what's doing it. But I did end up, we had that super hot day the other day. So some of my seedlings expired or were very close to expiring. And I said, we need to go plant you. So I planted fennel and dill in my herb garden and some of the bay. And so we'll see what goes on. I've got them in a little, because when they're really baby plants, or even when they've been in the greenhouse or you've been growing them in your house or whatever, if you just put them right out in the sun, they'll like die, they'll like burn up and they'll be like, oh.
Yeah, too much sun.
Yeah. So, but these guys were not going to be happy just staying in the greenhouse forever with the temperatures fluctuating so much. So when I put them in my herb garden, I took like that frost cloth that I use, the really white cloth, and I made like a canopy for them, like a viewing room, a screen.
Yeah.
And so they're protected from the wind because it was really windy the day I planted them too. I was like, this is crazy. We get really strong winds out here. So they're protected from the wind, they're protected from the sun. And then today it was cloudy and it would be sunny. So I'd pull the shade up a little bit so they get a little bit of sun and put it back down again because it's getting cold. Anyway, it's like, I don't know. I think it's worse than children sometimes.
Yeah.
But
that's it.
But I did realize how to water seedlings now because I watched a lot of YouTube videos. And if people are not watching YouTube videos, you are not learning very much because there's a lot out there. And if there's anything you want to do, like Linda, if you wanted to look up more stuff about dividing hostas, if you just weren't quite sure yet, you could just put in the terms dividing hostas in the search bar of YouTube.
Yeah.
You'd probably get 10 or 15 videos. If it's something I really, really want to study, I might watch, I don't know, at least 5 videos and compare notes for what people say.
Right, because
and then I might get more if I'm like,
differently.
Yeah, and everyone does it differently. If the plants survive and they're healthy and it makes you feel happy and it's cost effective for you, do it.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah. So let's see, what are some other things like this year? I did not want worms on my greens at all. I didn't want anything eating my bugs except me or the flock. Eating my bugs, eating my greens. So I did invest in the bug cloth, which is like ballet tulle or wedding dress tulle. You've seen that material before, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And so I covered those up and they're doing really well. Those little white cabbage moths that fly around, they're so pretty in the spring on a hot day. Those are the ones that lay the eggs that make the caterpillars that eat the greens, and they are not getting in there.
You go.
Yeah. I didn't want to deal with it. So maybe it cost me a little bit more to buy that fabric. It cost me a little bit more time to install it. But right now I'm not stressing about it.
Right.
And that's really what I want to do. And so like when you're moving your hostas around, you're going to have to water it every day until it's established. And then every couple days, kind of keep an eye on it. I think this coming weekend, it's Tuesday right now, in our area, which is zone A/B up here in Macomb, it says we're going to get a night that's like 33 and we might get snow. So your hosta leaves, a couple of them might die back. That's okay. Just snip them off and they'll be all right.
Oh, okay.
Because in the fall, if you see hostas, the leaves have just gone, they just kind of die off.
Yeah.
That might happen, but it's okay. Like I said, you can snip those off and move on because hostas will be just fine. It'll warm up again and they'll be like, oh yeah, we're supposed to grow.
That's it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're gonna get some colder weather again, so I probably on a day like today, I probably should have got out there and
Yeah,
done that work. But
you're gonna get there when you can, right?
so
And
the
you got a raincoat and gloves, right?
no, I don't have a raincoat. I do
Well, it's
have
time to get
gloves.
one.
Yeah, time
Even
to
one of those
make one.
emergency hoodies, the hoodie things that you put in your car, those little rain slicker thingies,
Rain poncho. Yeah, I've got
wet
one of
bag,
those.
garbage bag, something.
I have a rain poncho.
But it's a great time. It's a great time to transplant when it's cool and cloudy and rainy like this, because they're just not, the plants don't get stressed. Well, unless you drop them on the ground, then they're gonna not be happy. But
Oh, you don't drop the baby?
not usually, not on his head.
Oh gosh, yes, yes.
But I can't wait. I like spring. I think spring is fun. I like that. Anyone have comments on the Facebook Live? I see there's somebody there. I don't see any comments though, because maybe I'm missing something. I don't know. Nope, nothing there yet. Okay.
I didn't realize you could do Facebook Live and they
Well, the more experienced people, I think they have a camera, one main camera, and they'll hit like the Zoom on the one, and they'll like hit Facebook Live on the other, and they can do both at the same time. So me, I'm just using my phone and my laptop, but we'll see.
that's crazy. Oh my gosh.
And
Okay.
again, let's try it and see what happens.
Right.
Now you're
Right.
going to be a big star. And does your cactus have a name? Did you name
You
your
know,
cactus?
I haven't named my plants. I named my my car. No. Well, actually this car I really haven't named. I have an animal in it that's named.
Okay,
Nala is my co-driver. She's in it. But
in your car.
in my
And
car.
so is
So
your
so
cactus
my
a boy
car
or
is
a girl?
my car's name is kind of Nala because
Because that's who's in
my
it.
that's who's in it. Yeah.
And is your cactus a boy or a girl, you think?
She has the most beautiful flowers. She has to be a girl.
Gotta be a girl? Okay. Oh, I don't have that book handy here. It's probably in the basement. But there's a book called The Secret Life of Plants. And they talk about that plants can actually talk to each other. And that when you speak nicely, you have positive vibes. It sounds woo-woo, but when you're actually talking to the plant, it's not just that you're giving it carbon dioxide or whatever, and they're giving you the oxygen. They can pick up on those energies. Did you know
I
that?
believe it. I believe it. And you know what? My cat talks to my plants. I believe she does.
What did
She
she
is
say?
always I don't know what she says to them, but she's always and she doesn't eat them.
She doesn't
She does
eat
not eat
them.
my plants.
Well,
She
good
doesn't.
for her. Maybe the
Yeah.
plants have talked to her and said, please don't eat
but
us.
but she likes to sit near them, and that window is where she likes to sit. So
Yeah.
those two plants that are there are really in good shape. And I used to have another I don't know what you call it, that I had plants sitting on down here, and then I moved it upstairs when I got my Christmas tree out, and those plants have not come back down yet because they're doing quite well upstairs. So
Okay. So they
so I've
like
left
being
them
with
up.
their kin.
They're in my guest room. So that's where they've been, and I just haven't brought them down. Um, so they're actually on the east window, and they're doing well.
Go figure. They're not getting like, what are they getting? Just the morning light?
Yeah,
Wow. That's cool.
yeah. So
You've got the touch for it.
yeah, and then uh, I have a plant that I had gotten after my dad passed. You know how you get plants,
Mm-hmm.
and I really liked this one plant. I like this one planter, and it has I'll show it to you next time maybe, but it has
Okay.
um like a ferny type thing to it, and then it has um another plant in it, and it's been growing ever since then, and that's 5 years.
Wow.
5 years, and the plant is just crazy. I'll have to take the computer to it. I can't move the plant
Oh, that's okay.
because
Or you can take a picture and then
it's
share it
so
with us
big.
on your screen. That could work too.
Yeah, maybe that's the way to do it. Because
All
it's
right.
so viney. The vine is so viney and big. I can't move
Is
it.
it the kind where you like are like putting it, are you like hanging it on the wall or trying to find places to string it from? Like that kind
No,
of
it
plant?
just goes down and just spreads across the floor. It's
Okay,
across my patio window.
that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you're gonna be my houseplant go-to person. Help!
There's a few plants I do okay. I do. I mean, the ones I have, I'm doing all right with, but I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah,
All right. I think we're going to be wrapping up because Zoom only allows us 45 minutes.
yeah.
So I did want to say thank you for coming on, Linda. And anyone else who wants to come on, you're welcome to come on sometime. And this Facebook Live, this has been the first time I've done it. I don't know if I'll keep doing it. Maybe. I don't know. Again, I don't know. I'd love
It's
to.
it's fun. We
It is
learn
kind of
by
fun
doing this. Yeah,
just to
I learn.
talk about plants. I like plants.
Yeah.
I can talk your ear off about them. But if anyone wants to have someone come by, like what I have in my heart is to like restore old gardens. So like if you buy a house and it has a garden and you're like, I don't know what these plants are or how to take care of them at all, I would love to come by and show you what they are. Like I did with you, Linda, your hold my hand
Neighborhood.
consult.
Yes.
And things that I don't know, I'll look up for you and get back to you on, because then you know who's living in your yard, and that's okay. And then if you want to know how to take care of them, I love to show people how to take care of things. I love to give suggestions. I'm really big on don't plant one plant by itself because it'll be sad. Again, they like company. So if you plant a tree, try to plant a shrub with it and then maybe an herb as well, like in groups of 3. That's like a French way of doing it. But I could go on and on. Actually, I probably need to do that. I might need to do a video on certain subjects and just let all the words come out because I get so tired of typing every time, or even speech to text that gets old. But there's a lot of different things I'm very adamant about, like saving your trees. Do not let the grass grow all the way to your tree root like this. Don't do it. Don't do it. Have mulch. Like where, if your tree is out this far, then your mulch should be out this far too, as far out as the tree is. And for my Facebook people, real quick, I'll show you. Here is our crab tree out back, crab apple tree. And on the bottom is the mulch. And you see how far out it spread? That's from the chickens mostly, but that's how far it should be, because then it doesn't have to compete with the grass. And mowers don't go over the roots. And it's just very, very good for trees. That's just one thing. And trees are kind of expensive. We just bought a yellow magnolia tree, Linda. It's going to be so cool. The bloom is
yeah,
7
that's gonna be
inches
beautiful.
wide, and they haven't bloomed yet, but it's going to. And that was over $200, but it's an investment. So you got to think about, do I want to keep replacing things, or do I want to learn how to take care of them first the right way and be coached if I need it? It's okay.
Right.
Hi, Kitty.
She's very interested. She loves to Zoom.
Oh yeah, tell me your name again.
Shelby.
Shelby.
My Shelby.
Oh, I didn't show you guys. Oh, show Shelby again.
She just ran.
She just ran away. She's cute.
Yep,
I
she's
like
gone.
her.
And you just froze. Oh no.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, I think our Zoom is being done. So I will catch up with you guys later. You can always get a